My goodness, would you look at that? Would you look at that? Oh, they hear me talking. One of the dogs went outside. But we are full up on elk this morning. Now, they have not got the lid off, so those bungee cords are working great. We got a bolt through the latch, and the dogs are going out, which we'll see the elk run off. Got one little bull out there. Look at that little bull in that bunch right there. See those antlers sticking up there? Looks like a two or three on each side, maybe 3 on each side. I might have to go walk out there and let them run off. They're all across the road as well. Go over there, you see quite a few over there as well. This bunch over here is thinking about, you can see how big those animals are, and you can see how quickly they would empty that Texas Hunter feeder. That little bull right there, he thinks he's quite the ladies' man, don't he? No girls around, except none of those, no bulls around to challenge him. Except none of those girls are interested this time of the year. But I guess it's fun to hang out with the girls anyway. My goodness. I don't know how many elks are there, probably. You don't put an S on elks, Jimmy. Oh, I'm sorry about that. I guess that there must be, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I count a dozen, and I'm sure there's some behind the others I'm not counting. Yeah, probably 12 to 14 there. Plus what's across the street. I can see at least 5 or 6 over there. I'm going to walk out there and make them run so we can watch them run. How's that sound? Sounds like fun to me. They're all trying to find them some South Fresh there. You'd think a big old animal like that wouldn't care about a little bit of South Fresh, but they love it. Hi, girls. How are you girls doing anyway, huh? How are you girls doing? Yeah, that's what I want to see. A elk stampede. Yeah, you girls go on away from my feeder. That's for the deer. Looks like there might be a half a dozen or so across the road, so I guess there's close to 20 in that herd. Yeah, buddy. Now the ones across the road are gonna run too, I guess. They take it off. Some of them did. Chilly out here this morning, but it's gonna be up around 65 this afternoon. Quite a day for February. Yes, sir, quite a day for February. Yeah, had some potato peelings I brought out last night. Threw out for the deer. I guess the deer came and ate them. Somebody came and ate them, that's for sure. The elk might have snacked on those this morning. Set my bowl down there, my red bowl down. That bungee cord deal is doing it. There's a lot of you suggested a lot of great fixes, and I'm sure all of them would have worked. Except you also got to be able to get that lid off easily to throw a little bit of feed to the deer, and then also a little extra feed to the deer besides what the feeder throws automatically. But then also be able to fill it. Now, there's elk scattered everywhere over there. I mean, everywhere. They're just as, this bunch has got probably well over 20 in it. You get them all counted. They're really spread out all over the area. But this is working good. Just got a bolt through there with a nut on it. They can't open that little latch. You can see how they've scratched it all up. They've done, that's the elk horns that's done that. But those 2 bungee cords seem to be doing the bungee cords and duct tape. You can just about overhaul anything. If you're MacGyver, or my son Jamie, or Aaron Wells, you can just about do it. As we look out on the lake this morning, we see an incredibly beautiful sight. Glass water like we have most of the times here in the Arbuckle Mountains. Early in the morning, we had 30, 35 mile an hour winds yesterday. But today we got a little Little haze. Oh, excuse me. A little haze sitting over there. Bless you, Jimmy. Thank you very much for blessing me. I certainly need to be blessed. We got a little haze hanging on the mountain. And we've got a water turkey way out there. A couple water turkeys way out there. And a beautiful morning beginning here at the Eagle. We love these kind of mornings. Being nice to be out there chunking and winding a little bit. It's cold. Still got down around freezing last night. Even though it got up close to 70 yesterday. Not 70, but close. And it's going to be about 50-something today, I believe is what's forecast. Didn't pay much attention to the forecast. I was watching OU girls win another basketball game last night. 12-1 in the Big 12 Conference. Very, very nice. 2-game lead over Kansas State and West Virginia. The deer are a little nervous this week with all of the construction going on. You know, Larry's truck is out here and been doing some cutting on the sawhorses there and installing that new shower for Chris. Coming along really well with that. But the deer a little nervous with extra people here and extra vehicles and extra noise. They get in a pattern of things that they're comfortable with, and, you know, they feel safe, they feel secured. When things change, they're kind of like we are. Things change, and we have different circumstances come up. Well, the deer, the same way. They just don't act the same. They're nervous, and there's actually several come up. They're kind of all behind the trees right now. There's a handful of deer out there, and you can't really hardly see them. They're kind of all getting behind stuff. You can see a few of them slipping in there. Look, they're just sort of coming out of the ground almost, aren't they? That's kind of funny. Yeah, I can see at least 4 now. I think there's actually more than that out there, but I can see at least 4, 5. I can see 5 now. There's another one I see sticking out behind. I see another one sticking out behind the other side. So, yeah, there's at least 6 out there. There's at least 6 deer out there. Just kind of hard to see. See little bits and pieces of them. It's kind of like they're playing hide and seek, and they're kind of behind stuff there. It's colder out there today. A couple cold days, and then in the 70s, in the 70s, in the 70s. For the end of February, in the 70s every day. Hard to imagine. But I'll take it. I'll take it. The only problem is I'm working out on the road quite a bit and not out and working out in a boat. I need to be working in the boat. That's supposed to be my job. Something happening out there in the woods that all the deer turned around and looked at. Probably another deer coming up. Probably one of our antlered deer would be my guess. As it gets a little closer to time for the feeder to go off, we have a couple deer coming this way finally. It looks beautiful out there. It looks nice. It looks spring-like. Let me tell you, 28 degrees. That's right, 28 degrees. But get this. This coming Wednesday, which I'll be on the road working, but this coming Wednesday, which is a couple of days away, 79 degrees. 79 degrees here forecast at the Eagle. The day before, 74 degrees. 74 degrees and 79 degrees. And Jimmy's going to be out working. What's wrong with that picture anyway? You know, Jimmy, you need to retire. That way you have days like this, you can just go out and spend it on the water. You know, come in and check on Chris every now and then. Or maybe the days that Miranda's here, spend several hours out on the water. That's what you need to do, Jimmy, just retire. But what about the television show and all of the people? Okay, Jimmy, here's what you need to do. Keep working, keep making TV shows. Thanking all the great people who've been watching for 47 years. Oh, mercy. And the deer just disappeared. They crawled in that hole out there. Oh, there's one. There's one right over the top of the feeder. It looks like all that's around out there this morning on this cold morning is that doe and her young'un. And she's very, very cautious. She's thinking about that South Fresh feed, though. Very, very cautious. The burn barrels are full because we've had so much wind, and we've been working on that new shower for Chris. And it's getting pretty close to being finished. Be finished this next week, I suspect. We got the plumbing in. We haven't put the shower head faucet in yet. Haven't put the handles on. But we've got the sides all up. We'll be showing you that little project. It's got little bits and pieces of it. Didn't want to really get in Larry's way, and it's been not really real exciting. It's exciting to us, and it's exciting to Chris, exciting to me. A nice walk-in shower. Never had one of those like that my whole life. Well, I've had walk-in showers. You walk in pretty much all showers, but they've always been little small showers. Now we got a big walk-in showers like the real people have. It's going to be really nice. That's the reason I work hard, provide nice things like that for my beautiful Chris. Almost 3 years into this stroke recovery. She's just doing wonderful. Still can't use that right arm. Still in a wheelchair. Still doesn't talk plainly all the time, but she talks plainly enough. She talks plainly enough that I sure enjoy taking care of her and being with her. Such a beautiful girl. Even at plus 70, that's all I'm going to say. Plus 50. Come on in here, little baby. We got food for you. I want you to just notice how cautiously that doe and fawn is coming up to that feeder. I mean, they know it's good things out there. A squirrel off out there in that tree. Just run up that tree. Squirrel's thinking about that food coming out of there also. Just how cautiously those two deer have come up to that feeder. I saw them clear across the road, and it's taken 5 or 10 minutes for them to get this close. And they're still not quite there. They're eating some acorns. Wind's still getting acorns out of the trees. The acorn crop is about all fallen, but we're starting to have green stuff. We still got our rye in the front yard between the house and the lake. It's growing great with this warm weather. I don't know what this 28 degrees will do to it, but probably knock it back a little. But the 70s is going to be coming in. We have no rain forecast the rest of February. Some can happen, but golly, there's none forecast. You got to look at I look at the 15-day forecast all the time, which is volatile. But I look at that 15-day forecast, and there are no rain in there. I think there's one day it's got a 30% chance. Well, I don't know if that little baby run off because it heard me talking or what. It's a pretty good-sized baby. Once they get that big, they pretty much make it. Not always, but they pretty much make it. The most dangerous time is the first few days. That's when we lose so many of them to coyotes. We're up in the teens of coyotes caught and killed this winter, which is pretty good, but I don't know how big a dent it made in them, really. I keep thinking about that video I saw on YouTube or TikTok. We have a TikTok channel also. It's got about 86 or 87,000 people on it. We post a lot of little stuff up there, just short deals. We post a few up there that are a couple, 2 or 3 minutes long, but a lot of little short stuff we stick up there. Mostly about fishing or devotionals or parts of devotionals. And some of them have as many as 700,000 or 800,000 views, so hopefully some of those folks come over here on our regular channels. TikTok can be a bad network, but it can be, or social media, I guess you call it, but it can be a good one as well. Well, they finally made it up there. And probably something I threw out there. I throw scraps that deer love to eat out there, anything green or vegetables or fruit. And they're enjoying something.